Well, good afternoon or morning for some of you. I'm going to have us go ahead and get started right away. Sorry, I just... Sorry. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We're going to go through a quick kind of short presentation just to try to answer some of the questions that we've received since we sent out the email. And then we will also have some Q&A at the end. So if you have any other questions at the end, please feel free to chat those in. We have quite a few people that registered, so if you don't mind muting yourself, that will kind of help with some background noise so that everyone has kind of an optimal experience. First, my name is Rebecca Bowden. I'm the Senior Director of Operations here at L.A.R.E. And so I'm kind of helping spearhead kind of managing the L.A.R.E. through this pandemic. Let's see if I can. There we go. All right, so what's L.A.R.E. doing at this point? At this point, we heard from Pearson that they are closing test centers throughout the country and through Canada through May 31st. And so anyone who had an appointment until May 30th during that May window, or who did not have an appointment, we have found that we're most likely not going to be able to get appointments. So we're moving all those candidates to the August administration. We're currently in the process of doing that now. Unfortunately, it's manual, and so we anticipate having that finished by tomorrow, April 29th, Wednesday. You'll receive an email from us, and it'll basically confirm that your authorization has been moved, and you can go to Pearson's website and schedule your appointment. This will be the same way you would have scheduled for the makeup window, the same way you would have scheduled for April. If you run into any difficulties, please reach out to our staff. We're here to help you. So the next testing window, we've actually extended it by about a week. So it's going to go from Saturday, August 1st through Saturday, August 22nd. It will actually show your authorization through the 23rd. The reason we're not saying that the admin is the 23rd is we found that most test centers are not open on Sunday. But we did grab that day just in case Pearson does open up centers on Sunday. So if you find an appointment on the 23rd, grab it. Any available appointment that you see on the Pearson website is available to you. So the test center availability. Obviously, we'll still be managing social distancing and situations throughout the country. These will vary by jurisdiction depending on how affected your area is by the pandemic. These include 6 feet in between test appointments, 6 feet in between seats, number of people that can be in a test center at any given time, how long it takes them to sanitize and clean stations in between each test candidate. So there's a variety of things that are impacting availability. We also have a lot of different professions that are trying to manage their exams also being postponed. So we do anticipate some test center capacity issues again. So we encourage you on Wednesday to hit that website and try to get an appointment right at the beginning. For this time, if you would like to take additional sections, you can do that. However, it'll be done a little bit differently. So what you'll actually need to do is on May 11th, you'll be able to register specifically for the August admin and add any additional sections. So the exams that you're registered for April will automatically be moved to have authorizations in August. And then if you want to actually take any additional sections in August, you would need to just register for that admin. As far as remaining June appointments, currently we're hoping that those June appointments will stick and we'll be able to administer to those appointments as planned. If you have an exam scheduled for June, keep it. Let's plan on taking it. However, if you're concerned or if you would rather take the sections at the same time, you can cancel your June appointment and email us here at the office, and we can just automatically move you for that section to August as well. So it's really your preference for that. As far as safety measures at the Pearson Center, they're having hand sanitizer available like most places. They're cleaning and disinfecting in between appointments. They're providing tissues. They are checking on signs and asking questions as far as if people are sick. They're encouraging you to wear masks or disposable gloves. They're reminding candidates, obviously, to manage sanitation. And then they're obviously enforcing social distancing, both recommendations and honestly requirements in many jurisdictions. We also heard today from Pearson VUE that some states have started requiring face masks to be worn. These are the states that are currently impacted. If you have an appointment for June in one of these jurisdictions, you'll receive an email from Pearson letting you know of this. And then obviously if these are still in place in August, you'll also be receiving that reminder. So you'll need to bring yourself a face mask when you go to the exam. So what do you need to do? So on Wednesday, be prepared for that email and hit the Pearson VUE website and grab your appointment for the August admin. If you aren't able to test in August or don't want to test in August, you can cancel your exam. We're keeping the cancellation open as long as we can, but it will be closed by May 11th because the August admin will open. However, if you need to cancel, you can just email info@L.A.R.E.org, and we can cancel that even if it's not available online. Please contact the office if you have any questions or have any issues. And then obviously we want you all to stay safe and healthy. So I have two more questions that we received via email. One was what happens if the August exam is canceled? We are currently working through contingency plans for that as well, and identifying options for what we will do in that circumstance. In addition to that question, people asked if it would be nationwide or if it's jurisdiction specific. It will actually most likely be jurisdiction specific unless we don't have enough candidates to administer an exam that would meet the requirements and the rigor that licensing exams require. So we'll just kind of have to manage that as we go. Someone asked about if there was any accommodation for the council record fees. Currently, L.A.R.E understands that, this is definitely an impact to everyone, both financially and emotionally. And so if you come up on your renewal and you're in a position where you can't do that, you can obviously let that lapse. And then when you're ready to get started, give us a call and we'll work with you on getting that rejoined. And then the last question was if we were looking at any other options for administering the exam. We are currently investigating those and trying to identify what we could do, if anything. We also want to make sure that we're not making kind of impulsive decisions. We want to make sure the decisions we make are good, not just right now in this pandemic, but also for your futures. And so we're looking into laws and limitations that things like online proctoring may inhibit. We're also looking at options because of our exam type. We may run into areas where we can't administer certain sections because of the format. And so we're trying to identify all the possible options. So that's all I have at this point. So if you have questions and would like to chat those in, please do so, and I can do my best to answer those. No. There we go.
So I'm actually not on the online Zoom. Is there a way I can ask a question verbally?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I am one of the fortunate candidates that have a June date. I'm worried if that is canceled that I'll actually be at a disadvantage trying to register for a test in August because there's a month between the time it opens for everyone for an August test and when I potentially would have had a test canceled. What are you doing to look at that possibility to ensure we're not disadvantaged and don't get a date?
Sure. We are actually working with Pearson to kind of monitor the situation for June, and we'll make decisions as quickly as we can as a result of that. But honestly, the offer goes out to you as well. If you have an appointment in June and you would be more comfortable testing in August, you can just cancel that appointment and shoot us an email, and we can move you to August now. If you would like to wait and kind of see what happens, that's also okay. And then, like I said, we're working with Pearson to try to make decisions about the June admin with the information that we have at the time. We're still very optimistic that June will work at this point, but we definitely understand the concern and we're trying to make accommodations that will work for everyone.
Correct. I'm not worried about actually taking the test in June. I'm worried that if it is canceled and it's not canceled until May 31st, that given the limited number of test seats in the area I test, that I could be disadvantaged and closed out of the August test for the section I'm trying to take.
Sure. I mean, I think if that's your biggest concern, I would recommend maybe moving it to August now. I mean, that's kind of the two options that we have. We're obviously going to watch what's happening with June and try to make decisions before May 31st, of course. But there's definitely a risk in June. There's definitely a risk in August, to be completely frank. And so if that's something that, if you're in an area that's kind of very competitive for appointments, that's a high impact area, you can always cancel your appointment for June now and just grab an August slot if you're more comfortable with that.
Would you be willing to offer the option that I schedule for August, and if I actually am able to take the test in June, that I'm refunded August without penalty?
I mean, I think it's difficult for us to encourage that candidates do that because that's just going to impact our capacity issues. I think that if that's something that you would like to do, if you would like to go on and register for August for the same section, and if you were to pass in June and not need it, just call us and we'll try to work with people. But I definitely don't want to encourage that everyone register for sections that they may not need and hold 2 appointments, because that just obviously increases our capacity issues. So I have a few questions. Just wanted, the first one seems, just wanted to confirm the August sign-up date. Yes, registration for August opens May 11th. Yes, if you are registered, if we're moving you from the makeup window to the August admin and you decide you want to cancel, you can definitely do that. You have until the August registration deadline to cancel at this point if you're in the August admin window, which is towards the end of July. I apologize, I should have had that number, or that date, but yes, you can. So the question was, can we cancel the exam or receive a refund after May 11th? Yes, you can. So if you are registered, if you're being moved to August, you have until the August registration deadline to cancel your exam should you need to do that. Next question is, when June app is canceled, when would we find out? So as far as the decision as to whether or not it would be a Pearson VUE or a L.A.R.E decision, quite honestly, the postponement of April was a L.A.R.E decision, and then Pearson VUE actually made the decision a few days later to do that to all their test vendors. L.A.R.E was actually trying to make these decisions independently of Pearson. Pearson's typically controlled by whatever the government's doing, and so they're kind of going to follow suit on that. And so L.A.R.E was trying to use the information that we have and make decisions as best we can. Like we discussed before, we're going to try to make decisions about June earlier and not wait until the end of May. And we'll keep you posted. And like I said, if you are getting concerned and would rather test in August, you can easily do that. Just cancel your appointment and let us know, and we'll just move you over. I canceled my exam yesterday. I was not able to get an appointment in May and June time slot. This is before I knew we were able to move this to August. Unfortunately, if you've already canceled your exam and the refund's in process, we wouldn't be able to move it over at this point. You would just have to register for the August admin when it opens on May 11th. If someone cancels a June appointment, can we make that appointment or should we try? Unfortunately, no. Once we move you, you'll actually be in the August admin, and so we won't be able to have you have authorizations for both June and August. So once we've moved everyone, we won't be able to make appointments in June, even if something were to open up. What is the first day and the last day to register for August test if your exam was canceled in May? So if your exam was canceled in May, we're actually moving you over now. So tomorrow, Wednesday, you'll get an email from us that says you can start making your appointment. So you can start doing that tomorrow. And then you will have until the registration deadline for August to cancel should you need to, which let me pull that up right now. I believe it's July 25th, but let me just confirm that really quick. Apologies. 24th, July 24th is the date to cancel for that. Let's see. Are those who move to August guaranteed a place? I wish I could. Unfortunately, we're not. We can't guarantee a spot. We've extended the window to try to mitigate risks as far as capacity issues. We're definitely going to work with Pearson again if you run into issues trying to get an appointment, and we'll try to do that for you. You are getting slightly a head start. So registration doesn't open until May 11th, so you will be the first ones to be able to book your appointments. And so that's why we're trying to encourage you to do it right away, so that hopefully you have the most options available. What about council record? So as I mentioned before, if you're, so the renewals aren't going to be extended. If you come into a situation where you're up for renewal and that's not something that is something you can do right now, like I said, please you can let it lapse. When you're ready and at a point to get it started again, you can reach out to us and we'll work with you on getting that rejoined. Let's see. If there's anybody else just on the phone that needed to ask a question, please feel free to unmute and do that.
When do you anticipate releasing the results from the June test?
So we anticipate having it by June 30th. So we're kind of we're forcing our psychometrician to focus only on us. And so we're going to get that done and get that out faster than normal and have that to you guys. So you have time to sign up for August should you want to do another section. Let's see, I did schedule an exam in another state because there was nothing near me. I canceled it yesterday.
Cancel your shit out of luck.
So let me, that one is situation specific. So I'm going to take your name, Cassie. I'm hoping this is the right name. And if you want to shoot me an email at info@clarb.org, we can make sure that your appointment or your authorization gets moved. You mentioned tomorrow is the day to begin sign up for some testing time frame. What is that for? Oh, so anybody who's being moved to the August admin, tomorrow is when you'll be able to start scheduling your appointments for that, for these sections that we've moved from the makeup window. And so you'll be able to do that tomorrow. And then we encourage you to do it right away. And so like I said, we're working on that now, and you'll get an email tomorrow that says, hey, go and jump on there and try and find the best appointment. Unfortunately, we're not just competing with L.A., we're competing with all professions. So no, so May 11th is actually when, so people were asking about what's the difference with May 11th. So May 11th is when the August registration will actually open. And so you will be able to add any other sections that you want to take, and then anybody else who wasn't scheduled for April and had planned on testing in August all along, that's when they'll start registering as well. The August results would be ready 4 weeks post the final date, which is the 22nd now, which would be the week of September 17th. And so that would be in time before testing for December registration started. Let's see. What would be the next testing window after August? The next window is December. Would there be more testing admins offered after August? So if the August admin is canceled, we're looking into options for that, how we would handle that, what we can do. And so we're working with Pearson on options for that. The next official next official administration is December. And so we're working with Pearson on if August is impacted and what we would do. So I had a bunch of chats coming through. If I didn't hit your question, can you send it in again just so I make sure I got everybody?
Go spread straw and put the tomatoes on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a clarification question. If it's okay if I just ask it like this. For some reason, when I try to type in the chat, my keyboard doesn't let me type in the chat.
No problem.
Weird noise and nothing comes out. And I know you've said this a bunch of times, but I feel like every single time my daughter asks me something and I keep on missing it, I just want to make sure I'm understanding totally correctly. So tomorrow we're going to get an email Do you know around what time? Just because for some reason my emails from you guys usually go to my spam, and then I don't get the notification until the evening.
Give me a couple minutes to get this thing.
But if I knew that it was supposed to come in the morning, maybe I'd just give you guys a call around noon and say, hey, can you resend it to me? Because I might not get it until 9 when I get all my quarantine stuff. That's one question. And so just to clarify, tomorrow we get the email that we can move what we had canceled to the August appointment. And then on May 11th, if we want to take another section, because if it was our plan to take a following section in August, we can go onto the L.A.R.E website, purchase the other section, and that's when it gets opened up in Pearson View for us to then try to get a seat for that second section. I guess I'm trying to figure out how it works to take 2 sections at a time, since I've only taken 1 at a time.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, that'll be the way that it works. Our goal is hopefully to send it out first thing on Wednesday morning. The only thing that would delay that is if we're, like I said, we're manually moving everybody, and so we're actively working on that. Our team is working on that now. But our goal is to be done with that today, and then send out the email first thing in the morning. So I would be checking if we normally go to spam for you, check your spams by like 10 a.m. Eastern time. And hopefully we'll have that available. And then you can always just shoot us an email too. Feel free to shoot us an email and we can let you know if it's ready or not. And then you're right, for the extra section, you would be able to register on May 11th, and then you would be able to make the appointment that.
Okay, then it'll open up in the Pearson
So it's a little
website
confusing because
again,
they're kind of going separate.
Yeah,
Sure,
I've only done them 1 at a time, and it's never seemed quite as stressful as this, so. Okay, thank you.
So the next question I had was, I had an email to L.A.R.E, was wanting to wait just in case the space opens. If I haven't requested the move to August, can I register for the term tomorrow when it opens? So we're actually not letting anyone wait. So if you don't have an active appointment for on the June dates, we're moving you automatically to the August window. And so yes, you would be able to make your appointment tomorrow for August. Let's see. Our goal is to have it in the morning, tomorrow morning, Eastern Standard Time, hopefully by 9. But like I said, we're going to send that as soon as we have everybody sent and we know that it's working. So we're trying not to jump the gun, but that is our goal. Yes. The question was, what time will the email go out tomorrow? Our hope is first thing tomorrow morning. Well, I'll give it a couple more minutes, and if nobody else has any questions, the next slide is just kind of ways to connect with us and to be informed and kind of see the quickest updates. We will be posting a recording of this to the website, so if you have friends or colleagues that were interested or in the same situation that didn't get to see it, or if you want to revisit any of this, you can do that. We'll also be updating our COVID-19 page on L.A.R.E's website that will have the most current information. And as we find out stuff from Pearson, we'll also share it there. So be sure to connect with us in these different platforms. Well, it looks like that's it. And so unless we had any other questions, I want to thank you guys again. I know this has been kind of difficult and frustrating, and we appreciate how flexible everyone has been and how accommodating you guys are to working with us. And we look forward to hopefully getting you guys tested in August and moving past this crazy time. All right, well, thanks so much and have a wonderful afternoon.